Welcome back to the Wood Heat Workshop. I'm Kathy Craine, and we are sitting right here in the brand new store of Wood Heat, right on Route 309 in Quakertown. You've got to see this store. They've got so many wood-burning stoves. As a matter of fact, on the Wood Heat Workshop side, we're going to take a look at what it takes to light a stove, a wood-burning stove, how to clean it, how to service it. Right now, let's take a look.
Thanks, Kathy. Yeah, wood stoves today are quite amazing. They do require a little maintenance, but they are incredibly easy to start. We'll go through some of the basics. We're standing here in front of the Quadra-Fire IROL. Wood stoves today are quite advanced from your grandfather's old wood stove. They're actually wood gasification engines that are made to drive all the gases off the fuel and reburn and combust those gases to reclaim that heat. And that's why they're so efficient and clean burning today. This particular model, the IROL, has a top-loading feature that makes it easy to demonstrate. Inside the top of this unit, you have a baffle plate that retains the heat down below in the firebox. Right below that baffle plate, you have heat exchange tubes across the top. This is really your non-catalytic technology that's going to keep your stove clean burning. Other stoves in the market may have a catalytic combustor to do the same, but what's unique about the non-catalytic stoves are that you don't have a catalyst that needs replacing.
And you'll see, after we get it going, you'll see that technology in operation. You'll see flames just shooting out of those tubes as the air mixes in and dancing above the flames.
That's a big advantage of the Quadra-Fire non-catalytic technology that's inside the stove. You actually get to see all that combustion inside your firebox, as opposed to some other models that maybe hide it in the chimney or in back of the stove. It's in the front forward where your glass is to radiate all that energy out into your room. So Mark, why don't you go through this startup with the startup procedure on a Quadra-Fire wood stove?
Now the startup, start these stoves up a little different than I learned growing up, or as I do on a campfire. First of all, loading the wood. You put the big wood on the bottom and then put the kindling on top.
That is kind of different, isn't it?
And we're starting from the top down. And to start the fire, sometimes when you start a fire, you may want to put a ball of newspaper in to get the chimney started and get it warmed, to get the draft established. And then after that, put your wood and your kindling, and the Quadra-Fires, they have a startup air. You push that in, and that gives a shot of startup air to get that fire going, and then you set your...
That hot shot's a little different on the startup air. I know on my old wood stove I had to crack the door open and keep the door open to get that initial boost of air inside. But I like that hot shot because you can actually close your doors to start up your stove. That's a tremendous safety feature as well as convenience.
And on some of the Quadra-Fire models, especially the steel line, they make it even easier. On that hot shot, they have a timer on it, so you shut it, you push it in, you set it and forget it. It will automatically close back down once your fire is established, and your stove can just keep on in operation. So you can set it and forget it.
That's like set, light, and live, as they call that.
So, of course, the next step is to get a fire going. We use some convenient starting blocks, but balls of newspaper work very well.
I found these, fire starters to be probably the most convenient for when I'm starting the fire and clean. I used to use balls of newspaper, but I found this really just as probably even easier.
Now, it'll take a few minutes to get the fire going, and we can talk about some of the other features.
Yeah, but what we've done here, just to review, is we've pushed in the startup air control and then set the primary air control to about where we want it normally. Just remember to come back in about 15 to 20 minutes to pull your hotshot air control back out and close that startup air. Now, as Mark mentioned, on the other stoves we have, the steel stoves from Quadra-Fire, that's done automatically for you with a timer. But what's really nice about burning wood is on the new stoves, it is so easy to start. You really don't have the trouble of starting. Now, what about mess, Mark? How much mess do you get?
Well, one nice thing that's also not like your grandfather's stove is you get a beautiful glass window that stays clean. There's an air wash that comes in the top and washes over the glass to keep it clean. And the hot burning combustion gases in there that we talked about bake off any creosote that would happen to get on your glass. So with the stoves, they also have a convenient ash pan. So you do get ash buildup, you open up the ash pan, slide it out and take it outside and dump it.
Now how about wood? Are there different types of wood you should burn and not burn?
Of course, hardwoods are the best woods to burn. An important thing is that it's seasoned. That's the most important thing about wood, that you let it sit outside for at least 6 months to a year and let the moisture drive off, so you're not burning, you're not wasting the energy in your stove trying to burn that moisture off. If you do that, you'll be a much happier stove user, your chimney will be cleaner, and you'll get a lot more heat out of your wood.
Oh, thanks, Mark. This will continue to start up, and it'll take about 15 minutes to really start, but you can see how well it's catching already. And we'll give you a shot of this in just a couple minutes.
Thanks, guys. Great job. Okay, folks, now, if you want a little more convenience in your life, it may be in the palm of my hand. We'll get to that right after these words. Stay with us.